You, Bob. Well, have you heard about E-Verify? It's an online screening process that works to determine if someone is legally eligible to work in America. A lot of politicians, they've been talking about it, and now it's leading to, well, now could cause some concerns, and more people could be out of work because of it. In fact, after restaurateur Mark Vetri sold his group to Urban Outfitters, employees were screened, and now 30 of his 400 staffers are no longer employed. We reached out to them for comment, but we're told that Mark Vetri is out of town. But we want to bring in our financial expert, Dan Ricotta, to explain what employers and employees in the area need to know about E-Verify. Good morning to you, Dan.
Good morning.
So here's the thing. 30 people are now out of work.
Yep.
At least one of them had been working with this restaurant group for more than 10 years, so you have to feel for them. So what's the difference here? Because Mark Vetri said, hey, I looked at paperwork.
Yeah, there are 8 million undocumented workers in this country right now, 30 less as of the other day after these 30 folks have lost their job.
And this is just one restaurant.
That's just one restaurant. So here's the way this process works, Alex. Employers are required to basically ascertain that the identification of an employee is okay relative to our work laws, meaning they're either a citizen or they have the proper papers to work. Now, many employees, like the Vetri Group until recently, used the paper form, which, let's be honest, is not the most airtight way to do this, right? There's lots of ways that you just sort of glance at and say, it looks okay.
He even called it, it's eyeball screening.
It's eyeballing, okay? The E-Verify system, however, is electronic. It taps directly into the Department of Homeland Security and Social Security Administration, so employers can verify electronically that the employee is eligible to work here legally. Now, Vetri's new owner, Urban Outfitters, as you said, is now using that system, and that's how they discovered these 30 folks who allegedly are not able to work here legally. There is an appeal process, however.
So there's something that they can do. What's that process? Yeah,
so there is an appeal process. We have 8 days to appeal it. So if one of these workers feels that they were, there was a mix-up in, say, the paperwork or something like that, they can appeal the process. While they're appealing, they can still keep their job. However, look, we know that this is a big problem, not just here in Philadelphia with terms of Vetri, but throughout the country, right?
Yeah.
This is a big problem. It's front and center in our presidential election right now as well. What we've done is, unfortunately, we've mixed politics into this issue, and it's created bad economics in many examples.
Well, here's the thing, though. When you talk about politics, we do know that some Pennsylvania lawmakers, they are trying to bring this and make it mandatory for all businesses to have to use
Pennsylvania is one of 16 states that already has some level of mandatory verification for contractors to the state or subcontractors. There's a move afoot to make it mandatory for all employers in the state of Pennsylvania, as it's done in other states as well, by the way. New Jersey and Delaware do not have it. And there's pros and cons on both sides, right? The reality is we should know who's working here. They should all have some sort of legal status. That's a good thing for all of us. But at the same time, we can't simply get rid of 8 million workers overnight and not expect the economy to suffer. I mean, that's obvious.
True, because it looks like from our recent information here, about 5% of employees have already been flagged by this E-Verify system.
About 5% of employees in this country right now, 5% of our labor force are here without the proper documentation. That's a huge economic issue as well as it is a political issue. I would suggest there's thoughtful ways to solve this problem if we move away from the extremes on both sides.
Okay. Well, thank you for explaining that.
In the meantime, we're going to pay a little bit more for our pizzas because this probably means wages are going to go up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thanks for the warning.
You got it.
Okay, because I like extra cheese and extra pepperoni on mine.
Why not?
Okay.